According to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, the carbon footprint from burning fossil fuel is the fastest growing part of humanity's global ecological footprint, accounting for 60% of the total.
Choices have been made, poor choices, to ignore scientific evidence, to hide the science from the public, and to place profit over people's lives, over our kids' lives.
In the UK, let's phase out all subsidies. That's what the government's own advisors, the Climate Change Committee, say. There is no such thing as an efficient subsidy for oil and gas. So they've already told the government that, so they need to stop them.
Fuels need to be on trial because our government say they want to curb the use of fossil fuels, but actually they're funding fossil fuels both at home and abroad. A recent Friends of the Earth report showed that actually our government want to, by 2025, have 39 new fossil fuel projects.
Private oil and gas companies, they literally suckle at the teat of the public purse, whilst they pollute our air, our water and our land.
And all the rhetoric and all the promises and all the commitments of the government is belied by the fact they are subsidising the very industries that are destroying our planet. And it's only because of grassroots pressure from below that we have any hope of a counterweight against those organised, wealthy forces who are destroying our planet.
The lawyers, whether they're in the judiciary, whether they're in-house counsels, whether they're in progressive pro bono firms, they must support the law. They must support the Paris Agreement. They must support the key principles of environmental law, and they have not done that, and we must make our demands and the law really heard.
So instead of putting billions into subsidies and propping up a declining industry, the government should be using that investment to create the transition we need, investing in skills, technology, retraining and retrofitting.
If it so wished, Britain could be at the vanguard of both a locally and globally just transition, starting by fronting the money it owes through reparations. This is the only way we can move towards a world of collective health and flourishing and liberation, which is what we want.
This court case is a massive chip out of the power of fossil fuel companies. But we know the courts aren't going to hand us justice, so we can't stop there. We can't all stand and watch Michaela and Jeremy and Karen go to court and be like, that's great, that'll solve it. It'll do something massive, but it is not going to solve all of our problems. It will not hand us justice. And we know that as we get more successful and as we start to win, as we are, fossil fuel companies will come back at us even harder. There's a hell of a lot of work to do. The pace of change is speeding up. I did not think that I would be able to say things like shells pulled out of Cambo to you a couple of weeks ago. The pace of change is speeding up. So now is the time to get involved.
We don't need to feel positive about the climate crisis and the situation that we are in right now. I see hope personally as something that I'm actively working on building every single day.
Change isn't passive, things don't just get better. We make them better, and we have to make them better. And that's partly what this court case is doing, it's partly what Stop Cambo is doing, but it's what all of us have to do in our own communities, in our own ways, and we have to use every single tactic available to us to achieve climate justice, because this is really like a live or die situation, and we have the possibility of actually creating a better, more equitable future for all of us, and we cannot waste that opportunity at all, and we must act.